up your YouTube, search for Stukeley Meadows, watch on your big screen. Get yourself comfy, this could take a while, what a happy scene. Something new every day for your long-term memory. This is so exciting, it is nearly time for a Stukeley assembly. Good morning everyone, and welcome to Friday. For each other we, every day we, to improve we, together we will. Every single Stukeley day we focus on. Our Stukeley motto is, our Stukeley curriculum is, and 4 words that make the magic happen. Yes! Okay, it's Friday, the last day of the week. I am massively excited because we're doing something we've never ever done before right now. We're going to have a retrieval assembly. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Oh, I've heard that word before, but I'm not sure what it means. We used to have sharing assemblies. Every Friday we used to bring families in, all the children used to come in, we used to share our brilliant learning. We haven't been able to do those properly for quite a long time. So for the next few weeks, we're going to change our Friday sharing assembly into a retrieval assembly. Now, stay with me, Year 1, I know you're getting fidgety. Now, a retrieval assembly is where you bring something back from somewhere. So if you retrieve something, you go and get it back. So let's say a dog brings you a stick, and then you throw that stick. Now, the dog may run after it, get it and bring it back. That's called retrieving it. Okay? You might be walking along the road with your keys and you drop them and they go down a drain. Falls through the holes. You think, oh no, I've dropped my keys down the drain. If you get a long stick with a little pinchy bit at the bottom and put it down the drain and manage to lift the keys out, you're retrieving them. You're bringing them back from somewhere. Today's assembly is a retrieval assembly because you are going to try and bring information, knowledge, you're going to try and bring it out of your memory, out of your long-term memory, into your working memory. So you're going to bring information out from your memory. If it works today, we're going to do it every single Friday. And if I can get it to work as well as I hope, every year group, maybe not foundation straight away, but every year group from 1 to 6 are all going to do some retrieval on a Friday, but for each different year group. Oh, it's ambitious, but come on, we're Stukeley. Right, I'm overexcited already. Here's what I'm going to ask you all to do. Every child needs their learning log. You all need your learning log, and if you haven't got it, why haven't you got it? Teachers, get some paper. You need your learning log and you need a pen or a pencil, whatever you're allowed to write with. Do that now while I go and get my learning log and my pen. I've got my learning log and I've got my pen. Now, I'm still very anxious about these retrieval assemblies because if they don't work, I'm going to have the year 1 teachers, probably definitely Mr. Watley saying, I think our children are too young to do this. And I'm going to get the year 6 teachers, Mrs. Campbell, Mrs. Peake saying, our children write lots, there's not enough space. And then all those things are true, but let's just give it a go. Right, you got your learning log, you got your pen. What we're going to do now is, we're going to get the page set up ready for the retrieval quiz. Every year group today are going to do the same quiz. Every single year group are going to do the same. Next week, it will all be a bit different. Promise. So, have a look at the learning log. I'm now going to show you it. Please do exactly what I do. Year 1 teachers, you may need to keep pausing this video to help your children out, and I'm sure that you're going to have to do lots of encouragement and lots of extra clues. You guys are professionals and you're much better at this than I am, so take it as slowly as you need to. All the way up to Year 6 teachers, you're going to be on and on and on and on at your children to do it quicker and more efficiently and with more detail. So teachers, play this by ear. Okay, straight to the learning log. Okay, here we go. We are going to try and do this every single Friday, so the sooner we get into the swing of it, the better. Now, remember what I said, especially Stukeley staff. You can pause this video, pause and play as much as you like, but let's try and get it right from day 1. Here's a learning log. This is the year we're in. I need you to turn the pages, children, and you may need some help with this. Turn over the first few pages until we get to the page that's got Monday, the 7th of September at the top. So that's this week. Now, I'm really hoping that lots of you have got writing here already. I'm hoping that you've all got writing because you've been reading books. If you haven't got any writing, we'll talk about that next week. But if you have got writing, that's great. Now, you might also have some things here. If you've got writing here, that's fine. But this is the page we're working on. This page here. So I'm going to zoom in a bit more here. So we're working on this page and we're going to go right to the bottom. And what I probably should have said at the start is that we're going to be on page 6 and 7. That would have made life so much easier. Well done, Mr. Singletary, for being so clear. Right, anyway, we're on page 7. I'm now going to write some numbers. I'd like you to all do exactly the same. Take your time. Right, at the bottom here, right at the bottom here, you're going to do a number 6. And put a little dot. On the line above, you're going to do a number 5 and put a dot. I think you've worked out the rest: a 4, a 3, a 2 and a 1. Try and get them down the side, one on each line. Year 1, I know you're going to have to write teeny tiny for this, but let's try and get used to it. And the rest of the school are going to have to do the same. Right, now you've got numbers 1 to 6. I'm now going to ask you some questions. I'm going to try and get you to retrieve information. I'll say it again. Teachers, you can pause the video as much as you like to explain. Teachers, you can help. You can give clues on the board in class, or you can talk about it. I really don't mind. But this is our retrieval quiz, our retrieval assembly for the first week. Okay. Question number 1. So we're writing the answer here on this line at the top. Number 1. We're writing our answer here. This week, you have been asked to line up in an order. You've been asked to get into a line in the same order every time so that we can do it quickly and carefully and safely whenever we need to. Question number 1 is this. Can you remember who stands in front of you and behind you? Or can you remember who stands on each side of you, next to you? Now, if you're right at the front of the queue or right at the back, then you're allowed to write a teacher's name or a member of staff's name, because they'll usually be at the front and at the back of the line. So when you stand in your line, who is next to you, basically? You need to write their names here, next to number 1. All names have a capital letter at the start, so have a good go at that. And if you don't know how to spell the names, have a go. I went into year 1 yesterday. They were using their sounds brilliantly. Right, write down the 2 names. And then, and this is just a bit of fun, if anyone finishes, after number 1, after you've written down the names of the children that you're next to, can you write down the names of any other children in the line and then write down what position they are? Oh, man. So, for example, if you've got Peter in front of you and Jane behind you, so you've got Peter and Jane, you could then write down that you know that Reg is 14th because you've counted where he is. Or you could write down that Daryl is first. Or you could write down that Jennifer is in last place. So, number one, where are people in the line? Off we go. I know lots of you have done this. That's absolutely fine. Okay, retrieval number 2. This week, we've talked lots about washing hands and gelling hands and being safe and sanitized. But if you look at your hands right now, can you please write down next to number 2, how many parts of the hand or which parts of the hand are we supposed to make sure that we get soap and water on? So basically you need to write down here, you need to list as many parts of the hand as you can that we need to make sure we get into all the nooks and crannies of. And when you write those down, can you please put well, some of you can definitely do this, others I think will just do a space, but if you can do a little comma between them, that would be excellent. Off you go. Right, I'm going to move on, but if people need me to pause, or if you need to pause the video, please do. Right, number 3. I'm getting even more excited as we go along. Right, number 3. On Tuesday, we talked about learning behaviour. On Tuesday, we talked about getting ready for learning. Now, for this next question, every child in the class needs to look down at their learning log, and they're not allowed to look up at the walls. Do that now, because you've probably worked out what the question is. Teachers and staff in classrooms, make sure children's heads are down and focused. Right, number 3, can you please tell me what slant stands for? You should be able to just about squeeze it in. What does the SLANT stand for in learning behaviours? Head down, please do not take a peek, because that's not retrieval, that's called cheat-teval. It means bringing back information falsely, which we don't want. Number 3, what does slant stand for? Question number 4. We're on number 4 now. When should we bring our learning logs to school? When should we bring our learning logs to school? Please write it down next to number 4. We talked a lot about reading on Wednesday. If you don't know how to spell it, just have a go, use your sounds, build the sounds up to make the words. Okay, question number 5. Question number 5. If Mr. Singletary became the President of the United States of America, and then Donald Trump became your head teacher, what would Donald Trump have written on his red cap? We talked about the red hats yesterday that Donald Trump has been wearing in America to say what's going to happen, what he wants to happen. But remember, we said what would happen if it was at Stukeley. So what would the slogan be? What would it say on the Donald Trump cap style hats if we wanted to move things on at Stukeley? What would that slogan, what would that strapline be? Okay, and then finally we have number 6. This is your last bit of retrieval for today. And remember, the whole school are doing this. It'd be really interesting to know how each class and each year group got on. I'll ask teachers to have a little peek. So, question number 6. For each other we care, every day we create, to improve we compete, together we will collaborate. Every single Stukeley day we focus on safety, smile, standards. Our Stukeley motto is what? Question number 6. What is our Stukeley motto? Please write it down. Remember your spaces between words. Capital letter to start, please. Use your best attempts at spellings. Okay. I'm not sure how that went. I will come round the classrooms and see how you got on with that. But the plan is that every Friday we'll do some retrieval in your learning logs. So please make sure they're in school. Oh, I wonder what you've written down. Make sure they're in school every single day. And on a Friday, you'll be definitely using them as part of the assembly. What I'm now going to do is, I'm going to show you the answers. So I'm going to write the answers in here. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to put a photo on the screen so you can see. Number 1, I've got no idea who lots of you stand next to in the line. So I'll just have to hope that you know who they are. But the rest of them you can have a look at. Your teachers might let you mark them off yourselves, or you might do something in class, but I'll put the answers up there for you all to have a look at. Here we go. Well done everyone for your first go ever at a Stukeley retrieval assembly. I've got a good feeling about it for the next few weeks, months, years and decades. Now, just before we go, we've got some shout outs and then I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. I'm going to leave you with a little teaser. If any children get it, I will be absolutely amazed. I'll also be very surprised if many adults get it, but I'm going to put it out there for you just before the weekend. Shout outs. Yesterday I did a shout out for any new children to start at Stukeley. Today, you're all going to get your Stukeley Standard email to you and your families, and I've put a list of all of our new children in there, so you can see how many fantastic new Stukeley stalwarts have come along to be a part of our school family. I also want to put a shout out for any children who were at Stukeley last year that are now in year 7. I've not got an idea of how many might be watching, but I just want to say I hope you've all had a great first week at secondary school. It's been really nice to see lots of you walking outside the school, going home, or even going to school. So I hope you've had a great week. Please keep in touch with us. Mrs. Bradbury has emailed me a list of children that she wants to get into the shout-outs. She's the only teacher that's done it so far. So I'm going to hold on to them until I've got a few more. And then next week in our assemblies, we are going to have our pattern of assemblies. So we're going to have Monday welcome, Tuesday values, Wednesday reading, Thursday singing, Friday retrieval. Yes! Okay, teaser before the weekend. Teaser before the weekend. I'm now going to show you a picture of somebody. I'm now going to show you a picture of somebody. Here's the question. If I was going to ask you a question about this person next Friday, what would we call that question? I don't want the answer. I want to know what we would call the question. If I were to ask you a question about this person next Friday, what would we call the question? It really is a teaser. Here's the person I'm talking about. Right, if any families can work that out, and you may need to watch this at home again, because someone's going to get it, and when they get it, their heart is going to be filled with joy. When somebody works out the answer to that, please email me, head@stukeleymeadows.cambs.sch.uk. The first email I get from a Stukeley family, not a teacher, Mr. Watley, not a teacher. The first email I get from a Stukeley family with the correct answer will win a prize, and I'll announce it next week. Okay? Have a good rest of Friday, everyone. Have a good weekend. We'll definitely be resting, teachers and staff absolutely, as well as children. I'll see you all on Monday. It's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait to get stuck back in.